So you literally just got done driving?
Yep.
I'm
Like, I
sorry.
got home, I unpacked everything, and like when I say unpacked, everything's sitting next to the front door.
God. That's dedication to get here for this.
Yeah. Oh no, I should have been here earlier though, dude. Like my friend, we ended up having to go to the ER, like fucking for the food poisoning.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no. Well, the problem is like she's got like seriously like medically significant high blood pressure that's like hard for pills to control, and because she was like so nauseous, she couldn't take her meds, and her fucking like, blood pressure like spiked like super high, and we had to like fucking take her to the Big Bear ER, which is like the ghettoest ER you've ever seen.
What did you say it was from? Bacon pasta salad or something?
Yeah, it was like one of those like those like bag salad kits. It's like the dressing and the toppings and the salad. Yeah, I got like one of those, and apparently like her friends had been up there before I was up there, so she went up there a while. And the husband of the couple like fucking got like super sick, and they realized like he ate this salad, then she had a little bit of it before and didn't fuck her up, and like the next day she got a bag and ate like basically the entire bag by herself, and just like destroyed her. Like she still couldn't come down today. Like she still has to like wait another day before she can like make the trip down the mountain.
That fucking sucks. I think I've been lucky enough in my life that I have never had food poisoning, and every time I say that I knock on wood, but I think years of destroying my stomach and insides with puking from alcohol kind of solidified it.
Yeah. It's rough. Like, pray to God it never happens, because you never want to have to make the choice which end you're going to deal with as it's coming out.
I mean, I've had to do that just because of the stomach flu, but
yeah. But this was like your own fault. It's like yeah, I did this to myself. God,
right.
There's hubris to it.
That fucking sucks, dude. Well, on that note, we're going to talk about some movies where they probably had a lot of food poisoning, actually. Welcome back to Flick Fights with Devin and Nick Nye. This week we're doing Castaway versus The Martian. And I hadn't seen The Martian until we did this episode. I honestly,
really?
I got it mixed up with Interstellar, because he's literally the same thing in Interstellar. Yeah. But I remember seeing the cover constantly and just thinking it looked boring as fuck, and God, was I wrong.
Oh yeah, dude, it's a great movie. Like, it's for like, talk about like same theme, polar opposites of like a spectrum on like action, but like not in a bad way. But it's just like they're both like survivor movies, but one like is like kind of like this like meditative piece almost, and the other one's like fuck you, Mars.
Yeah, very different vibes, almost like Armageddon vibes. And holy shit, was the cast was stacked in The Martian, dude. Fucking
yeah, dude, just fucking Donald Glover shows up.
That's
like,
what I was about to say. As soon as he popped up, I was like, what?
Yeah, and then fucking we have like Mr. Dumber himself like in there.
Right. Playing the same guy he's been playing in everything for the last decade and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Which I love. I love him in what's that goddamn show? The Newsroom? Yeah, The Newsroom. That was awesome. But yeah, I'll get into the tale of the tape, starting with The Martian, directed by Ridley Scott, released in 2015. Budget was $108 million. Box office was $630 million worldwide. Rotten Tomatoes 91%. Runtime of 144 minutes. It was nominated for 7 Oscar awards, including Best Picture, and it won a Golden Globe for comedy/musical.
I mean, no. But
Yeah,
okay.
what is that about?
Well, it's like I forget what there was like some movie recently that was like a horror movie that like won comedy musical or something like that, because like they don't have like a place for it, so that's kind of like the catch-all I've heard, but it really sucks.
But that's kind of fucked up for any comedy or musical.
Yeah.
That they took. This was just a de facto area we put it to, even though you guys exist in this space.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about it. The last musical that came out of any notoriety was Cats, so...
No, I mean, I guess I don't know what was going on in 2015. Maybe The Greatest Showman. I don't know, but comedy.
Yeah.
Notable cast was Matt Damon, Jessica Chastain, Jeff Daniels, Chiwetel. I cannot pronounce that. I apologize. And then Donald Glover's in it.
Yeah. Oh, we have Michael Pena again.
Michael Pena again. Sebastian Stan.
Following our weird trend of like a person from the previous movies in the next set that we watch.
Right. And Kristen Wiig. Which maybe that's why they got the comedy nomination. I mean, it was funny. There was definitely a lot of funny parts.
Oh yeah, it's like, I'm a space pirate. Yeah, like, it's definitely doesn't take itself super
we're gonna
seriously.
science the shit out of this.
Yeah, maybe the best botanist on this planet.
Oh yeah, I love how they're like every time he talks to our botanist team, he tells them to have sex with themselves.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the part where it's like, whoa, dude, it could be broadcast to the world right now.
He's like, oh, yeah?
Yeah, and just cuts everyone in action. Like, oh, God.
All right, you want Castaway?
Take Castaway here. It's Robert Zemeckis, released in the year 2000. Budget $90 million. Box office $429 million. Rotten Tomatoes 89. Runtime 143 minutes. 2 Oscar nominations, another Golden Globe winner for Best Actor Tom Hanks, notable cast Tom Hanks, Helen Hunt, and Wilson the volleyball in his debut and star-studded role.
Yeah, I saw that they actually had Wilson in it because they had a product placement deal with Wilson for the movie. So, like, that wasn't even written in it until they had the product placement deal? That's kind of fucking crazy because it's like one of the most iconic things about that movie, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, this movie just lived off the fucking product placement. I mean, like, the amount of times I saw FedEx and fucking Wilson, like, yeah. They
right out of the gate shitting on my job. That was cool.
Yeah.
He's like, if we go any slower, we're going to be the U.S. mail. I was like, come on.
Yeah, I did have a thought, though, because, like, this took place in the year 2000.
Yeah. No, it's 1995 when he goes to the island.
Okay, good, because I was like, you're going to have to explain some other plane things that happened, like, right after he left.
Huh? What's funny, though, is they say that they think that the plane crashed because of a mislabeled package or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That is a real thing that happened, and they immediately added insane amounts of security for like the post office and stuff. The whole reason we have to ask that question every time you mail something is because of that, so they can track it back to you that you said there was nothing in it.
Yeah, well, sir, don't fuck with the Postal Service legal department. I heard they have an insanely high like prosecution success rate.
Yeah.
It's like the FBI wishes they were like the postal inspectors. Like,
well, so yeah, they boast a 100% arrest rate for the postal inspection service, like conviction rate, and having worked there, it's mostly because they just like really pick and choose what they go after. If it's a slam dunk, they're on it. But yeah, I'll go through the plot of The Martian real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it starts on, like, I'm assuming that these, I don't know, dude, I had lots of questions the whole movie about whether shit actually existed or not, like the spaceship they're on, because we haven't sent people to Mars yet, so I'm assuming that ship doesn't actually exist.
No, the Ares mission, not a thing. It's, it always kind of gave me the vibe that it's kind of like the near future.
Right.
Like, it's like maybe like 20, 30 years, like,
because that ship is insane.
Right.
Like every time it shows them on it, it's like Star Trek level huge with fucking suites and shit in it.
Yeah, it's like the Spaceball ship like passing as like this thing goes. Like, at one point when like one of the astronauts is like jumping around on the outside of the thing, butthole puckering just because like the distances you had to fucking.
Yeah, dude, usually in like a space movie, that's like a huge tense moment just moving like a minimal distance when you're outside the ship. And they're doing like fucking acrobatics and shit.
Yeah, they're like, leap of faith! 300 yards, fuck it!
But yeah, it goes right the fuck into it. They're in the middle of like gathering soil samples or some shit, and they're all having a little banter, and a storm comes in out of absolutely fucking nowhere. Like they knew from what they say, they had an eye on this storm, and then it was way bigger and headed directly towards them, and then they're right in the fucking middle of it.
Yeah. When I say storm, it means rocks going sideways.
Yeah. It was bananas. Like, just, I expected to be eased into it, kind of like you are with Castaway. Nope.
Nope. Kick you off the deep end. It's like, you're on Mars, go, bitch.
Yeah. And they're all relatively calm about it. This happens. It's a common thing in this movie that I will touch on a lot, but it kind of drove me insane. They're all pretty chill about it, and the storm gets insane immediately. They're all moving towards the ship. Matt Damon gets hit by a satellite and drug off by a cord that you find out stabbed him in the stomach and drags him away. They make the call to leave him. And so begins the Stranded in Space movie. But, yeah, immediately, how calm they are. It kind of drove me nuts.
Yeah, it's like, shit, we left him behind. I'm slightly sad. But, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, they're, like, highly trained, like, astronauts and probably, like, the best of the best at this point if they're doing the fucking, like, first Mars missions and stuff. But
yeah, but it's like everybody. It gives kind of a bleak tone to the movie as far as, like, interpersonal relationships. Like, Sebastian Stan's like, oh, I just lost my best friend. I don't also want to lose my commander. He's, like, super chill about it. I'm like, damn, man, no emotion at all.
Yep.
And then it shows the director of NASA doing a press conference, and he's just like, he's dead.
All about, like, well, what's the PR on this? Like, it's like their first thing. Like, not like, are we sure he's dead? It's just like, okay, how do we? What's the optics? And then who is the guy who's like in charge of the satellites that like starts this whole thing off? Which actor is that? I completely forget.
In charge of what do you mean in charge of the satellites?
There's like the guy who like because after that he's like, oh, we want some pictures of Mars, and he's like, I don't have fucking time. Is that?
I think that might be the name I couldn't pronounce. The actor's name. You talking about the black guy?
Oh, yeah, and I don't want to refer to him as the black guy this entire thing. So let's let me just put this on Google text to speech here real quick because
Chiwetel.
He did a very good. Yeah, he did a very good job and deserves to have his name pronounced correctly.
I've seen him in 1,000,001 things. I've never actually seen his actor's name before.
All right, text to speech. Here we go.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
You're not gonna let me, bastard. All right, try that again.
Chiwetel Ejiofor is what the pronunciation thing says. Chiwetel.
Chiwetel. All right. So yeah, Chiwetel like is asking for the satellites and everything.
Yeah, and Jeff Daniels shuts him down immediately. Mm-hmm. And then for some reason, like I guess they're in like sections, so he has like his own room of employees that does the satellites, and they're looking anyway and see him moving on Mars. But yeah, again, when he does the press conference, Jeff Daniels, and he's just like, he says it twice that he's dead. He says,
"Yep,
everyone came back except for one. He's dead. Mark Ackerman, blah, 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 blah. He's dead." That's how he ends his statement to the press.
Oh, yeah, no, the press things are, like, so great. It's like all these, like, deep questions. Like, no, I don't care. Next question.
They go, should we expect your resignation? He goes, nope. But yeah, they figured out he's moving around on Mars. The solutions they come up with in this movie are so dope. But I feel like I'm going to end up skipping over a lot of stuff, even though I just watched it. But
yeah, a lot. It's a dense movie.
He pretty quickly starts putting together how many rations he's going to be able to, like how he's going to be able to survive for how long. Establishes that you can't grow anything on Mars. Nobody has ever done it. And then the next scene, he figures it out.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is like, he keeps saying he's the best botanist on Mars, which is objectively true, but so would I be if I was on Mars and there was no
right
there. So it's a bit of a moot statement. But yeah, the whole thing with Mars is because like the planet's like got no atmosphere, basically, besides like a little bit of like light carbon dioxide. Just like radiation gets in and no heat stays in. So like in the day, the ground is just getting baked with UV, and at night it's just frozen. So it's just there's no bacteria.
Yeah, while we were watching it, Jess looked up like what the average temperature is during the summer. It's like average is, even at its warmest, is 68 degrees on the equator during summer, and then at night it's like negative 200 degrees.
Yeah, no, it's just because I think the whole science behind it is Mars's core cooled a really long time ago, and because there's no magnetosphere, it can't shield the atmosphere from solar winds, so the solar winds just rip the fucking atmosphere away. And
which adds to that fun theory that people used to live there and then they all died.
Yep.
But yeah, he figures out how to grow potatoes. He takes a giant bucket of his own crap and starts...
Not his own crap, his own crap and his teammates' crap for like a year.
Yeah, he literally comments on one specific crew member's crap. He's like, oh my God. But yeah, he starts growing potatoes, seemingly having fun this entire time, except for like a couple moments where he has like a small freak out, which again is like you said, probably because they're all, I know they're super stress trained, like to see who's gonna break down in these situations.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, I mean, like it's literally, it's like there's a point where he's like trying to make water, and that, like, he's using like hydrogen from like the leftover fuel cells and like some wood from a cross that like his like homie brought that he shouldn't have, because you're not supposed to have combustible things in space, and like he like miscalculates the amount of air because of like what he's breathing, and blows himself up, and like goes to like the journal like still smoking. It's like, blew myself up.
I love that he's still smoking.
It's like, I'm gonna get back to it once my ears stop ringing. Click.
And I like that you can hear the ringing, and like when he adjusts his jaw, the ringing changes.
Yeah.
That was a really, really small but cool effect they did there.
Yep.
But yeah, he ends up figuring out how to set up a hexadecimal with a rover that was left on Mars. And
it was well, it's actually it was Pathfinder and the Mars rover. It's like, I think it was like the one from the 90s or something like that.
I thought it was super cool that they like go find an old one and they're like matching up what he does. The whole movie, every time he's like trying to figure out what to do with the piece of equipment, they go get that piece of equipment and they're like replicating what he's doing. I thought that it was super cool. Every time they're showing like how they're figuring out how to do stuff, and that they're working like almost mirroring each other on Mars and Earth. It was super dope.
It's got like thousands of man hours going on simultaneously, just trying to get his ass alive and home.
I love how cool everyone is about how stressful this is. When they tell them, like, you're going to be working an insane amount of overtime, they're just like, okay. Hang up the phone.
It's like, I'm going to need a change of clothes. Let's do this. All right. Fucking Wong. It's just like fucking down. And it's definitely a thing. It's like, all right, you're going to give me a number. I'm going to tell you a smaller number. You're going to bitch and moan about it, and then you're going to do it. He's like, yeah.
He's great, man.
And and then they find out like how much food he has and how much time he has, and they start making a plan. And it's like Jeff Daniels goes like, well, this is what'll happen as long as nothing goes wrong. Hard cut to something going wrong.
Yeah, immediately when they said that, it stresses me the fuck out. First of all, both of these movies cover two of my deepest fears, which is space and the open ocean. So both movies, the whole time, I'm just fucking terrified.
And deep intrinsic fear, too. Not a cheap little horror movie here. It's like that evolutionary fear.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
I remember my dad and mom had this big, huge painting in their house of an open ocean with like an overcast sky and a giant whale tail coming out of it. And I would just stand there when I was little, just terrifying myself staring at it.
It's called thalassophobia, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I didn't know there was a name for it, but yeah, I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, fear of the open ocean.
I hate it.
Which is valid, because if you made that shit transparent, then you suddenly realize how terrifying everything is.
Yeah, dude, I think that's the best part about the ocean, is I can't see down there. But...
Yeah, it's just like certain point, it's like, oh, I'm like 2 Everests above the ground, and there's dragons essentially like 300 feet below me. Fuck this shit. There's
straight up aliens everywhere. Yeah. But yeah, I love how quickly he figures out the hexadecimal the thing, and the dude from Ted Lasso is the engineer sitting there like, I see where he's going with this. Immediately pulls out a book. I love that there was no, they're all geniuses, so it should be. Yeah,
there's not a single idiot in this movie. It's
no.
Like the dumbest things, he blows himself up and it's like, my calculations were incorrect. It's like the least idiot thing.
But when that tunnel blows up, dude, that was so devastating.
I know. I even like remember, because I remember the whole movie, but like if you watch the lights, because I remember the lights always change every time he goes in.
Mm-hmm.
I think I realized what he did. He I don't know exactly what happened, but like the room didn't completely depressurize when he like came in, because like the lights were still green, because they would go red when they depressurize, then it goes green when it's safe. and like he hit the button while the lights are still green, so he like double pressurized the chamber, I think, and just went. Poof.
That was fucking insane, dude. And then he walks into his potato room is completely fucking frozen, and that would have been it for me if that happened. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, I just like fuck it. Got a fucking Arnold from the Magic School mess myself and just turn myself
exactly. But no, he pulls out
terrifying thing from our childhood. What the fuck was that about?
There was a lot of the Magic School Bus that was kind of not cool to show to kids.
That was the first episode, and like he commits suicide on Pluto. You can't convince me that Arnold survived. Like Miss Frizzle did some fucking Time Lord magic and brought his ass back. But
well, and then there's them going up a butthole and everything.
Yeah, also Arnold. Like I think
it's always fucking Arnold, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, the Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
But yeah, he fucking starts duct taping his mask. I don't know.
Yep.
I mean, then from
tape.
That point on, duct tape becomes massive for the movie.
Yeah.
Like I assume the habitat was done after that, and then he puts it back together.
Tarp, some duct tape. I would have done more duct tape though. I'm sure it would have been like a spider web for me. I would have more duct tape than fucking tarp.
I would have put something solid outside of it because he's sitting there during the storm right after that.
Something, yeah.
And every time the flap is like, he's like, ah. So then then they do. I think that's when they start doing the rover stuff, and they pretty quickly figure out how to link the rover they have to the old one from the 90s so that he can, MSN chat with them.
And there's still like a 30-minute delay every time they do this, they say.
Yeah. That was they say that towards the end of the movie when they're like watching the mission to bring him home, that there's a 12 or 24-minute delay.
Yeah,
so he says if something goes wrong, then they have to.
Mars is 12 light minutes away from Earth, I think, this thing. So if like I flipped off someone on a fucking who was looking at me like in a telescope on Earth, it would take 12 minutes to really see me flipping them off because it takes that long of time for the image to reach there.
But they say that
about half the speed.
And then the rest of the mission, they're communicating in real time.
Yeah, I mean, I always kind of figured that like. Well, I mean, once the two up there are close enough, like once the Hermes gets or the Ares gets there and him, they're close enough to communicate with each other. But yeah, I think anything they do with with Earth is like they're just cutting out the lag for narrative's sake. Because like every time you see it, everyone's like, "Oh shit," and like they like go to the fucking computer. Like,
when they're doing the chat, I love that they wait forever to tell him that the crew doesn't know that he's alive.
Yeah.
Sean Bean, another random all-star in this movie, who he must have been an astronaut, because the whole movie he's like, he knows the astronauts, he knows what they're going to want, what they're going to want to do, he's vouching for them, and yeah, he's like, you have to tell them, and then they're like, no, and he's like, you're a fucking coward, and then he goes and tells them anyway.
Yeah, he does that a few times where, like the head of NASA fucking goes like, yeah, no, we totally can't do this thing. And he's like, well, fuck you, I'm just gonna send him a secret message.
By the way, I love the random Lord of the Rings reference with Sean Bean in the room.
Yeah. And all the fucking NASA nerds fucking instantly get it.
Yeah, they named the message after Lord of the Rings. Jeff Daniels totally doesn't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically they go back and forth communicating. They figure out he figures out there's a MAV ship that they send ahead of time on missions to Mars to gather fuel from Mars's atmosphere before they're even there, so that it's fueled and ready to go. And then they start. First, they try to send a resupply drone. They kind of rush it, and it explodes on takeoff.
Hey, going back to you got to check what's in your packages pre-flight.
Both messages are about aviation security. And then it seems to barely even be a problem. And, again, it's just everybody really good at keeping their cool in this movie because it blows up. And they're just
when China's just like, we're awesome and should help.
Right. Yeah, they say we're awesome and should help. But then when it shows Sean Bean talking to their scientists, he's like, yeah, no offense, we haven't used this shit since the Apollo 9.
Yeah, and they're just like stone facing him, like no reaction.
I like that they like the conversation they show in China is it China or Japan?
It's China, yeah.
Okay. The conversation they show is basically, we need to keep this among scientists. Like, just don't even run it by the government because this would be a shit show, basically.
Yeah, because like they don't want to like give up their rocket secrets, but they also want to help. So they're like, okay, we'll give you this one, but don't look at it.
Yeah. So then Donald Glover comes up with like he seems like he's just running on straight caffeine in a room full of papers all over. And
there's no preamble to Donald Glover. There's no like he was in the background earlier in the movie or anything like that. It's just like hard cut to Donald Glover like, waking up out of a fucking coma.
Fucking brushes his teeth, spits into a trash can that has a grate in it, so it just goes right through the trash can, and then eats shit on the floor. And they're asking him about like basically trajectory math, which you would think there'd be like a whole team on that, and it's apparently just Donald Glover in this room falling apart.
Yeah, apparently that's all they need, though. They just keep throwing cups of coffee at him, and he keeps generating work, so...
And then, like, after 12 seconds of conversation, he's like, oh... And then it's just like...
It's totally that thing where it's like, someone's like, yeah, and I rode my bicycle. It's like, bicycle! And then you just like see the gears in his head and some complete tangent go off.
Completely ignores his boss. He's like, you know I'm your boss, right? He's like, uh-huh. And like, he's going back to work. So he goes and explains his plan to Jeff Daniels and Chiwetel. I already forgot how to say it. Chiwetel. Where they're going to have the crew that's on their way back to Earth slingshot. That seems to be a big thing in space movies, is slingshotting around planets. Yeah. They're going to slingshot around Earth. They're going to shoot the resupply thing up to the ship, and then it's going to go back to Mars, which would add almost 2 years to their trip.
Yeah, but it'd be way quicker than sending a new ship and getting up to speed. And then Jeff Daniels again says no.
Right. He says no. Sean Bean says, fuck you. He's like, if you asked any one of them, they would say yes without hesitation, which is exactly what happens. There's like a brief moment where that one guy's like got a wife and kids.
Like,
And to their credit, their families are super cool about it. It shows Michael Pena.
Yeah, there's no drama where it's just like I think one of them's like, oh, you're going to be gone for another 2 years?
And he's like, yep, anyway.
I mean, you got to imagine that astronaut paycheck is fat.
That's a question I had during this movie. Like, when it shows them at the end in their apartments, most of them look pretty nice, except for, like, one of them. I'm like, how much do astronauts get paid? Because, especially for a mission like that, I would need, like, $1 million.
Yeah. Well, even if you think about it, man, you're gone for 3 years and, like, you're not going to spend a single goddamn dime, so all that money can just be
it's just like the military.
Come back. Yeah.
So yeah, they come loop around Earth. Yeah, I like how they show like the whole world's watching now. They catch the resupply thing super easy, and I just thought that was so dope. How insanely complex that looked, and they're just like, did it, cool, we're going back now. Yeah.
That's one thing we're good at now as like a species. We can make a rocket ship and another thing sync up pretty well
now. So in the meantime, Matt Damon's getting to the Mav, and they're telling him, like, you know, we need to lose a bunch of weight so that he has enough velocity to reach the ship. They're like, we can take out the control panel, we can take off the fucking roof and just put a tarp on it.
Oh, and all this time, too, like, he's been there for, like, almost 2 years, I think, by the end of this, like, once they, like, come to pick him up.
Yeah.
Like, close to that, yeah, and it's like, he is, like, emaciated, he's, like, almost out of food, he's eating, like, a potato and, like, dipped in Vicodin. Like, I
love that part. I was like, that also would have been the end of me. If I discovered we had Vicodin in the habitat, I was like, take your time, guys, I don't give a fuck. Until the Vicodin ran out. Then I would have been like, all right, hurry the fuck up.
Yeah, you have 6 weeks for no worries, and then after that is a lot of worries.
As soon as I get on the ship, we're like, do you have Vicodin? But yeah, so he starts looking.
Addicts in space.
Addicts in space. He starts kind of looking like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Yeah, because I mean, it's all the malnutrition. He's getting like bruises and.
So I didn't notice any of that until he switches suits, I think, right before he's about to get on the Mav and take off. And it's like for the most small split second, and his arms are tiny.
Yeah.
And it's one of the trivia facts was he, I think he lost 40 pounds for this movie for that one small part.
Yeah, similar thing to Tom Hanks too. Like, you know, you got fucking like, you know, like Lost Island ripped for fucking Castaway.
Well, Castaway makes more sense to me because they kind of focus on that, like how skinny he's gotten and how hairy and everything he's gotten. Yeah. But for The Martian, when I read that he did that, and I'm like, for that one tiny moment, he did all that?
God, how pissed must he have been, like, when they saw that's all they used?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, did he know they were only going to use a little part of it? Because he's so skinny.
Rice crackers for 3 months for that?
It was bad, man. It was like Christian Bale and The Machinist bad.
I know. You did not need to do that for this movie, my man.
Oh, he didn't. You're wearing a spacesuit the whole time. And it's 2015, so we definitely had CGI. Like,
yeah, or fuck, get like a body double and just shoot it from the back or something. Like, there's
right.
a lot of answers to this.
Well, whatever, man. I guess that's why he's so good at his job. But damn.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets the Mav ready, takes all the stuff off,
including the roof.
Has kind of a Wilson moment with the rover, and
yep.
leaves a note.
It's a. You were my friend. And
well, that and the note. He leaves the note that says to anyone that finds this. But yeah, then they make it back to Mars. I teared up at the part where he hears their voices for the first time and he starts crying. I'm like, oh my God.
Yep.
And yeah, they launch him up.
Yeah, but they realize they fucked up on the math and like they have to do all this crazy shit to get like the two things to meet up properly.
Yeah, they say that he's gonna miss them by like it sounds like a lot at first. It was like 32 kilometers.
Yeah,
which is an insane miscalculation.
You wouldn't even see like him in the distance. Like you wouldn't even be a dot on the horizon.
So then everybody starts doing really cool, wild shit to figure out how they're gonna meet up.
Yeah,
they have old boy make a bomb to blow off part of the ship to move them a little bit over.
Yeah, like blow the front out and vent all the oxygen to like as a break, essentially. It
is so cool, man. Yeah. And how excited that dude was to make a bomb.
It's like there's this moment where it's like, is this a test? No, I can not make a bomb with what's on board. I don't know what you're talking about.
I like that they switch off the transmission back to Houston too.
Yep.
Like, real quick, can you make a bomb? He's like, yes. And then Matt Damon's like, I can also move my ship by poking a hole in my suit. And they're like, you know, but that would be dangerous and you'd lose oxygen. He was like, true, but I get to be Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then
there's so many things where it's like, here's this horrible, deadly thing, but you'll be the first. He's like, damn it, yeah.
And they don't even like necessarily give him the green light to do the Iron Man thing, but he does it anyway. They're off by like,
and his ship's like flipping like a coin too. Like
that shit made me nauseous, dude. Every time I showed his view and he's just consistently rotating, I was like, I'd throw up everywhere. Even though I'm pretty sure there's not as much G-force in space from that, I would still puke.
Yeah, no, it's just the visual. Like I'd have to focus on the ground real fucking hard to like, not lose my shit.
So yeah, they're like, I think they're like 20 meters apart, not gonna make it. He just jumps the fuck out and pokes his hole in the suit.
It's like 100 something meters apart because like she goes out on the fucking little like one.
Yeah, they've got like the 42 meters of rope that she's hanging from, and then he turns his suit into the Iron Man suit and shoots towards her. And they spin for a really long time, getting tangled up in the rope. I'm like, oh God, are they going to die from the rope?
I know, that's the thing, man. Like, what if you just, like, it starts, like, fucking, and just, like, chokes them up and shit.
Right. And then when they smash together, they smash their, I'm like, oh God.
Oh, dude, if you look, too, she had, like, a massive fucking, like, bruise on her chin.
Yeah, dude. Just about knocked her ass out. And then, yeah, they pull him into the ship. Everything's okay. They make it back to Earth, and
we'll get where they
one thing I want to point out, Matt Damon, they say he has a family. You never see this family.
No,
not even when he gets home.
Yeah, he doesn't talk about how he misses his wife. He doesn't talk about his kids. No
Not
name
once.
mention. No wistfully looking at a picture.
His first questions are, "How is the crew?"
Yeah.
Not, "How's my wife?"
Maybe his family is like parents is what he meant, like a brother or something. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe they all just hate their families.
Yeah. I mean, they all seem cool with him being in space for like 3-4 years, so maybe.
True. And then the last scene in the movie is like several months after they get back, and Matt Damon is teaching a class to astronauts, and just basically saying, everything will go to shit, and you need to be ready for it. And that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, I think they still let Michael Pena fucking fly again, even though there's that whole thing. It's like, they're never going to let us fly again.
Right.
And he's like, yeah.
Well, she does say that you and I are in the military. We may get court-martialed. You guys will never be allowed in space again. Which you would think they would all never be allowed in space again, especially if you're in the military.
Space pirates. It was a mutiny, yeah. They like took a multi-billion-dollar spaceship on a fucking year-and-a-half joyride.
I just one of them's like, "This is enough space for a lifetime. I want to stay with my family." Also, he has like 10 fucking kids when they show him talking to his family. Michael Pena is like, "I don't give a fuck. I'm going back."
Yeah. Load me back up.
He was in the military, so he's probably pretty used to never seeing his face. Maybe everybody in this movie just low-key wanted to get away from their relationships and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Damon.
That's why they'll jump so quick.
Yeah.
Like, wait, we can be up here longer? In like the free food gymnasium zero gravity place where everyone's kind of hot?
Huge fucking place, yeah.
Yeah.
But I did think it was strange they never touched on him having a family. Could have been, maybe they had to cut it. Maybe they had to cut all those parts. I don't know. And then the Sebastian Stan and old girl having a relationship is like briefly hinted at, and then at the end they're having a baby.
Maybe, yeah. It is like barely a I mean, the crew themselves, besides like Michael Pena, is like barely like they are a unit called the crew. They're not individual characters. I can name a single one of them if you fucking put a gun to my head right now.
Yeah, no, the commander's name comes up a lot, and
Johansson is one of them.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think I don't remember that because that's the one who has like the shit that stinks and like the weird German porn in his fucking video feed.
Right. But yeah, there's like a single moment where Sebastian Stan is outside the ship and like locks eyes with the math girl, I guess she is.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Like the gym watching him. Yeah.
Nothing else.
Flirt.
And then the end of the movie is like, look, they had a baby, and you're like, I wasn't even following this relationship.
Yeah.
But that is The Martian. Do you want to go on the Castaway?
Yeah.
The Castaway.
The Castaway, yes. We start with Tom Hanks in 1995, which was a very good year for Tom Hanks. So that's the prime Hanks era, if you will. The whole thing starts in Russia, which I completely fucking forgot. And we're like watching a package. Well, kind of like we take this one package that's at like this like artist colony that's being sent to a cheating husband. I don't know. It's really weird. It's all this like this POV. The camera is like cooked to the thing. Then we hard cut to. Oh no, I guess that's still in Russia, and I don't know why that dude's in Russia, but whatever.
Yeah, it gets delivered to the American dude that's in Russia for some reason with an American woman. He had to fly across the country, across the world to cheat on his wife.
Yep. And and it's like this really like grime covered FedEx truck that looks like it's just like actually just been through the Cold War, and drives down this bleak ass Russian street into like a Russian restaurant and hands the parcel to a kid. And the kid runs through St. Peter's Square and hands this like triangular package to Tom Hanks, and he's apparently the new like. I guess he's like one of like he's like a fixer or something like that.
I don't know, because when they shows their Christmas dinner, it seems like their entire family is massively important to FedEx.
Yeah, it's like they're the FedEx founders or something like that.
It sure seemed that way, because they're like, what did we ship in the first year? He was like, it was only 12 packages. I'm like, who the fuck is this family?
Yeah, so I'm guessing probably those are actually FedEx like CEOs and shit or something. Maybe that was like a joke and just completely went over our fucking poverty-ridden heads.
I guess.
But yeah, it's like these people are like dyed in the wool, will bleed, and fucking like lay their lives down for FedEx.
Right.
And like Tom Hanks is giving like this like impassioned speech on like the level of like Captain My Captain and shit.
Yeah, he's doing an overwritten stand-up talk essentially.
Yeah, about how like they need to crush the postal system, and like also like while this is happening, it's like Russia's being like de-communist at this point. Like it's really strange.
It's really weirdly slipped in there for like a brief moment where they're taking down pictures of I couldn't tell
Lenin
you who, but
Stalin
looks like some kind of Stalin or Mus. Yeah,
one of the Lins. But and yeah, I guess the whole thing is like they're trying to push FedEx into foreign markets,
right?
Because like they talk about like all these different countries, and he's constantly globe-trotting.
And he mailed himself a clock.
Yeah, and it took like 81 hours, and he's like, what if this was a pacemaker? What if this was like, some little child's, medicine, and just like trying to guilt trip them, and the fucking like translator is obviously not saying what he's saying.
Yeah.
Just, like,
one funny thing there, when my dad was a postmaster and he went to places all over the country to teach new postmasters, he had a lamb chop doll he would mail himself to these places and then open them. And I don't know if he got that from Castaway, but he would. It was when flat rate first came out, and he was trying to teach them about flat rate, and he would open lamb chop up in front of them. So I don't know if that's just a thing they all do, if my dad got it from Castaway, but I thought that was funny.
All right, it's just a postman trick, a little hidden tactic that they're all taught.
Trade secret, yeah.
Yeah. But so then he heads home and meets his wife Helen Hunt, who is studying to become a doctor at this point, I believe. And then they all go home to Thanksgiving dinner, like we said. We find out apparently this whole family is just like hardcore in the FedEx cult, where that's all they talk about apparently when all they gather together.
Yeah, they have to all be, otherwise nobody would be interested in what Tom Hanks is saying.
no, but everyone's riveted. And he's thinking about proposing to Helen Hunt, and it cuts like a scene of them trying to like organize shit so they can be together on New Year's, so like he can propose to her, and he's like, okay, well if I get on this plane at this time and go here, then this all works.
I like it. Yeah, so they both sit down with their little date books. I thought that, I don't know why, but that was cool.
Yeah, they're both busy as shit apparently. Like, I don't know how this relationship works.
By the way, did you notice the random poster in Helen Hunt's job that says frog liquor busted?
No.
He right on the door when he walks in, it says frog liquor busted. I was like, the bucket's head.
Going after them lickfish.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought of.
So then Tom Hanks, like they're so strapped for time they can't even give each other gifts like in the house, so they have to drive straight to the airport. Helen Hunt gives him like this like really old pocket watch that was like her grandfather's when he ran the Union Pacific Railroad, and has her photo in it. And he gives her like a bunch of just kind of random shit, and then he's like, but here's the real gift, which is like the ring in a box, and he's like, we'll open it on New Year's. They split apart. He gets on a FedEx plane and off to somewhere somewhere in Asia. I'm not exactly sure where. It's like, I think like Malaysia or something like they said they were going to.
Yeah, they said a few places they were going, one of them being South America. When you find out where they landed, none of those places make sense.
Yeah, no. So, but I think they said Malaysia, so that would kind of make sense in that line.
Okay, I thought you said Asia. Yeah, no, Malaysia does make more sense.
Yeah. And then they're on the plane, and he's like chatting with the pilots and stuff. And he's watching them, and he realizes like they've lost communications with the tower. They're super far off course, like 100 miles off of like where they should be. And as we said before, like declare your volatile chemicals in the post office, because something just detonates on the plane out of fucking nowhere. And like literally, like Tom Hanks is in the bathroom, just like do, the whole fucking plane like just like jerks and explodes. He comes out, like there's like a breach, and everyone's screaming, and like he's trying to get his suit on, but he realizes he's dropped his watch. And like as he's trying to get this watch, like the pilot hands him a fucking life raft, which like if that
this
didn't
poor
happen,
pilot, man. Yeah, that's
he did it. He was doing so good. Like he
gets up, he's like, Jack, stay right there, and then go.
Yeah, it's like probably would have died just from that, honestly.
Just fucking domed.
Just like full body force into the frame of the plane. Then like Tom Hanks looks out the front window and you just see the ocean just go. Boom.
That was horrifying, dude. That
pretty
was
good effects for
that
2000,
whole scene from that moment on was fantastic. It was scary as shit.
Yeah, like it's like one of those things like the water comes like faster than you can blink like 100 miles just to there, like because they're just like rocketing.
Which I think realistically, Tom Hanks probably should have been knocked out from that alone. But
well, he should have been probably ripped apart like just from like that wall of water hitting him at that speed. Yeah, right. But I guess he was like in the nets and like what kind of was like kind of like to the side of where the jet came in. Yeah, whole plane fills up with water. He's got like the life raft that the pilot handed him still, and he pulls it, and I think that thing had like all the tools in that red bag that got like fucking stuck and like left behind.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what exactly he was freaking out about.
Probably that was like the transponder, that was
a flare,
like, flare, like rations and shit. Probably all gets fucking cut off and left at the bottom. He rockets to the top, gets like perfect stormed left and right, just like getting destroyed by waves.
Dude, the waves, and then the jet engine starts sucking him in.
Oh yeah, the jet engine explodes. It like sucks in too much water. Yeah, then he just like kind of cuts, like doesn't even cut to black. Just like he realizes like he hit something. Like he doesn't like realize.
At some point, it seems like he fell asleep. I guess because he like wakes up from the rock. I'm like, I don't know, like nothing really explained. He wasn't knocked out. He just went to sleep.
Yeah. This was just narrative convenience.
Right.
But yeah, he washes up on this island, and it's like this kind of like the island's kind of a character in itself. It's like this big monolithic like thing that's always kind of looming in the background.
Yeah, they're showing the lightning lighting it up and everything.
Yeah, it's like almost like introducing like a horror monster in a weird way.
Yes, dude, that was dope.
Yeah. And he washes up on the shore, and like the first day is just him trying to get like his shit back together. Like he's like drying off and keeps hearing like shit thump in the forest. He's all freaked out.
Still trying to keep his integrity as a FedEx worker by retrieving all the packages.
And not opening them. He's just keeping them safe for when he gets like picked up in his mind.
Yeah, dude.
Like, he's like covering them and shit. Like when it's like pouring rain and shit. When it's like he could be using that to cover himself.
I so quickly would lose all my integrity for that job.
Yeah. No. I'm ripping into those things a second. Like fucking. Yeah, dude. And just spends the first night just basically just like freezing out in the open beach. Then I think is that the same night he finds he finds the cave way later. Then next day he's like going from like leaf to leaf and like just like trying to like sip water out of like leaves on the ground and shit just to like stay alive and
trying to figure out how to open coconuts.
Yeah, I was gonna say we spend 5 minutes watching Tom Hanks trying to bust a nut. It's great.
That was frustrating as hell to watch, man.
Yeah, because I know how to do this. I'm just like,
exactly.
A pointy thing, and you need to like, but it's just, it's like literally watching a monkey trying to figure out a coconut for the first time. He's like hucking it at walls.
He figures it out by dumb luck too. He just busts a rock apart, and then it's just like,
yeah, and even then, he still like busts his nut too early, and like he loses all the juice.
And we're demonetized.
And I'm talking about coconuts, of course. You don't have dirty mind algorithm. But yeah, he starts using like coconuts and like eating and drinking that. But the other thing too is the whole time he's had a fucking toothache. You just see him like every time he takes a sip, like he's like, oh fuck, because he's just like drinking sugar water now essentially.
That killed me.
Yeah, and he's like kind of runs around and at a point he's like, okay, fuck this, I'm opening the FedEx packages. And by and large, pretty useless. Like, I think you can figure out how to use for most of it in a way, but it's like not the shit you want. There's like a dress, a box of tapes, some like divorce papers. There was more boxes than things that he had, though. I guess like some shit just didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
The thing that saved his ass though was
the ice skate.
the ice skates. Yeah, if he didn't have that done, like he would have just fucking died. He actually has like a fucking tool now that he can break shit open and manipulate things. But yeah, he's out in the water and he uses the dress to make like a net and he starts catching little fishes and crabs and shit, but they'll taste like ass because they're raw. So he starts to try to make a fire. And yet again, how you were frustrated with like opening a coconut, I was so frustrated with watching him make a fire.
I was gonna ask you about this. I was gonna while I was watching that, I was gonna ask you. I'm sure they taught you this in Boy Scouts.
Oh, I've done it. I've done it like 3 or 4 times. It's annoying, but it's not hard. And he had all the shit he needed to do it easily.
Right.
So what you have to do is basically, because he was doing this, which you're just gonna fuck up your hands unless you've been doing this for like years and you have like calluses and shit.
And he does fuck up his hand.
So it's destroying his hand, and that's where we get Wilson too, I think.
Yeah.
Because he's like oh no, he's doing a coconut, I think, is when we get Wilson.
No, it was the fire. I was confused about how he bled so much from that stick in the fire, because then he gets Wilson and he like attributes him figuring it out to Wilson.
Yeah, because he has like a sounding board now, but that's pretty much when he starts losing his fucking mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he grabs the volleyball, throws it, and like the bloody handprint is like a face, and he starts calling it Wilson because it's a Wilson brand ball.
Right.
And just actually starts like talking to it and listening to his responses, and
like really quickly.
He's like, I think like 2 weeks he's fucking gone completely insane or something at the most.
There's almost like a supernatural element to that whole thing, because there's parts where he turns his head as if he heard Wilson say something when something is happening to Wilson. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Beyond that, he calls out to Wilson fully expecting an answer, like many times in the movie.
I love it.
And then always finds him. Like, so the whole thing how he's supposed to do this is because he has string. You've established he has like the shoelaces from the dude's shoes, his shoelaces from the fucking ice skates. You get a piece of wood, a little bit curved, tie the string on either end so there's like a little bit of slack in the middle. Put the stick in between that and like wrap it around, and now you have essentially like a pulley kind of a thing. It's like the rope's wrapped around it several times. Then you get a rock or like another piece of wood and put the stick there, and you go like this.
Well, that's fucking cool.
Yeah. And then the other thing, you're supposed to have a thing called a drill board, which is basically like a flat piece. Like he kind of like stumbles into that
because he cracks it apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you ever seen those things like women use to like keep their toes apart while they're like hanging their toenails, like this little foam thing? It's that, but made out of wood, and then you put your drill bit on one of those holes, and it makes like a sawdust in a little pocket where there's air.
Ooh.
So,
I would have never figured any of that out.
So I would have like fire like day one. I was like, oh, Tom Hanks.
I also was wondering why he didn't try using the rocks to like...
Oh, that's the thing too. If you have flint, I think he might have had flint actually. Because I think that thing that broke that he's.
That's what I was gonna say. It broke apart so easily.
Yeah. So he could theoretically just like hit the backside of that with the skate. Yet again, he's a city boy. He's not a Boy Scout.
That was a stark difference between these two movies. Is that one is a genius trained in survival, and one is a FedEx guy that. Yeah. By all appearances, grew up rich.
Knew nothing. Yeah, just had the FedEx silver spoon in his mouth since birth.
But I love that's one thing that makes the movie cool is how he figures almost everything he figures out on accident.
Yep. Yeah, and then so he gets fire. He dances with the fire for a while and keeps burning himself, which is hilarious. Doesn't seem to care though.
When he holds the fucking palm leaf above his head, he's like, "Oh shit!"
And then the one night though he sees like a light, like a little like faint ass light on the horizon, like a ship or something, and he decides like fuck it, I'm gonna try it, and he goes out in his little inflatable raft and gets fucked by the waves and the coral.
Fucked up.
Oh yeah, like the raft gets popped, so like you can't use that shit anymore, and then like his thigh just gets like pierced into by like 3 fucking pieces of coral.
The amount of times he has open wounds in salt water hurt my body, dude.
I know, but that's the thing. That's the reason he survived is because he had the salt water.
Sterilizing it, yeah.
Yeah. If that happened in the desert, he'd been fucking uber fucked.
Right.
And like you even see that, like when he fucks himself up, he goes down to the ocean, just like soaks his wound in water and shit.
I expected a bit more of a reaction when he's sticking his bloody hand in a salt water because that shit hurts.
Yeah. But I think pain is relative, and probably at that point that like doesn't even register.
His whole body is just riddled to shit at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like his feet the first day when he's like walking around in the rocks and shit.
Oh, that hurt.
Any kind of shoes. Oh, just like he's just covered in scars, and so tries to go out, gets completely destroyed, and like hobbles back, and he finds a cave, which like he's hobbling back, so he gets like pushed back in by the water, and like kind of lands at a different part of the beach, and finds like a cave with a little freshwater spring in it. Until then, he's been like collecting water and coconuts every day, so that means he can kind of like survive indefinitely now. And I think after that, the next thing that happens is his tooth. I think.
Yes. Yeah. The tooth thing is the catalyst to skip forward, and.
Yeah, he knocks himself out for 4 years.
So bad to watch.
They did
show
such a good
like
job.
His gums are decaying from that one spot.
Like an abscess.
Oh, God.
And it's just like, his like cheek is all swollen. He's like trying to rinse it out with salt water. And it's just not working.
What was that shit he was sticking in his mouth? That was going to be my other question. Was it charcoal?
It's either charcoal. I thought it was just like a rag, like soaked in salt water. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of.
Oh, okay. I was very confused by that, like what he had figured out for a dental system, because that alone will fucking kill you if you do nothing.
Oh yeah, and then he gets the ice skate, puts it right in his fucking tooth, and gets a rock and goes 1, 2, 3, and just like fucking ringing, and the whole scene goes blurry. He just fucking passes out in the stone. Cut to black, and then we wake up with fucking
4 years later.
Full Jumanji.
Yeah, dude. And he just, his whole body language and everything is he just doesn't give a fuck anymore. Just expertly spears a fish and just like, cool.
Yeah, he's mastered the island at this point. He's like borderline feral, like at a point.
And then the conversation with Wilson has evolved so much more.
It's a dynamic conversation now, because at first it was like kind of joking, like, oh yeah, you see this? Yeah, I'm doing this thing, And I was like, no, you don't understand. We have to do it this time. I know you think that's a bad idea, but listen. Like, he's having like full-on arguments with him now and shit. And even at a point, like, gets like mad at something that he said to him, and throws him out the window. It's like, shut you up. And I'm like, oh shit, I killed my friend. And like, runs out to try to find him, and like he's been.
That's the part where he's like, Wilson. He's not looking in the water or the ground.
Yeah,
he's looking around, waiting for Wilson to answer.
Here, let me ask ChatGPT. How many times Wilson said in this? Because like the last.
Well, that's a good question.
The last half of the movie is like, I want to say 80% Wilson.
He starts to sound more and more like Woody from Toy Story as he says it too.
So trying to trick me. I can dictate it. In the movie Castaway, how many times is Wilson said? Oh, nope, I have to do that again. In the movie Castaway, how many times is the name Wilson said? Really? Only 20? I feel like it's got to be more than that.
Seems mad low.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, it's giving approximate. No,
it says 20 plus. With an apology moment alone, packing 7 of those in a row.
Yeah.
But that's also only like a packed up like 30-ish minutes of the movie, too.
Yeah. But he throws Wilson out. Wilson's face gets washed off, and he's like, oh, I got you, buddy, and like slices his hand open again, like redoes the face.
He does it like he's it's almost like somebody reapplying makeup to their wife they've just abused.
Yeah.
He's like, I know you. It's so funny.
Yeah, and you see like all these like tick marks and shit in the cave that he's been there for like 4 or 5 years at this point, I think.
I thought the way he set up the calendar was cool, though. He has like that figure 8 with the months marked on it. Mm-hmm. And he's very obsessed with time, they've established in this movie, so it makes sense that he would try to keep track of that.
Yeah, and then I think after that he's just sleeping and he hears like a new noise, which is like weird on the island.
He yells at Wilson.
Yeah. Shut up! You're like, wait. like there's like a moment of clarity. Like, it can't be what I'm hearing. And he goes out and finds a 45 degree or 90 degree section, like 2 walls of a porta potty from Bakersfield. That's washed up. Yeah.
I feel like that was a low key dig on Bakersfield.
Yeah.
Just a piece of a porta potty flew away and made it all the way to a remote fucking island.
Deal with your trash, Bakersfield. Do better. And he realizes like, oh shit, this could work, because like the whole reason he can't get out is he can't get enough force to get over these like massive waves that send you back to the island. And he's like, well, with this I could maybe catch the wind and like get over that last wave and get out. Oh, also up to this point, I forgot to mention, he's saving one of the FedEx packages.
Wait, I didn't understand what that was about.
Well, it's because it had the painted wings on it, and I think it was like something like, I need to deliver this one. It was like some kind of like purpose to keep going, where it's like no, this one's special because it has like this painting of like wings, which implies freedom, and he comes back to a lot of times in the movies. So he's like, yeah, I'll get this home. But I remember hearing this joke somewhere, but like, what if that was like a satellite phone? That last one, just like.
And he didn't even look at it. That would have been fucking hilarious.
Like, oh, my global positioning system with SOS capabilities.
That would have been such a great alternate ending if when he delivers it, she's like, oh, cool, my satellite phone from 5 years ago. He's like, you're fucking what?
I paid extra if it fully charged when it got here. He just walks off into the cornfield to never be seen again.
That would have been so fucking amazing.
Yeah, that comes like a little bit important later. But yeah, gets this piece of plastic, drags it back to his base, and starts devising a plan with Wilson on how to build a raft to get out of here. So he knows at a certain time of year the wind goes off the island, and now that he has a sail that he can get off, and he starts doing math. And he's like, okay, we're gonna need a fuck ton of rope, and like basically like depopulates the island of plants.
Literally says, okay, we're out now. I'm like, you're out?
Oh, rope's a bitch, man. Like, it's like to make that much, like to make like what he said, like 150 feet or 125 feet of rope.
Yeah,
like that's like thousands of strands that are 125 feet each.
Yeah, it shows him making it, and it looks like a pain in the dick, dude.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I can do like 15 feet a day, and he's like, but shit, we just don't have enough. And then like Wilson reminds him that there's rope at top of the mountain. He's like, I won't go there, Wilson. He's like, but you need to go there.
I also want to see an alternate version where Wilson is animated and speaking.
Yeah, just do the George Lucas. Just go back and replace him with CGI, so he's like actually talking.
Hey, remember when you tried to fucking kill yourself? What?
Yeah, so yes, his subconscious is essentially taunting him about the time he tried to commit suicide. He's like, yeah, there's 30 feet of rope up there that you like bitched out when you tried to kill yourself. And he climbs up to the top of this mountain, and apparently, like, he had to test the rope first, which, fair play. You don't want to halfway kill yourself on a desert island.
Right. That would have sucked. I did think about that. Like, if he just fell down on those rocks and lived, oh my god.
It's just like, well, I'm just going to die of exposure here over the course of the next 5 or 6 days. And the one tree up there was too weak. It snapped, and, like, the weirdly human-looking log that, did he carve that?
He had to. He had to, because that was so insanely detailed.
Yeah, and then you think about how determined you have to be to spend 3 days braiding the rope you're going to use to kill yourself. Yep. Just every time I twist this, I'm another inch closer to death. Let's go. Yeah, and he gets the rope, builds this little rickety... I say rickety, but it holds up. Like
it's pretty solid for what he had to work with, and especially his skill level. Like, I was thinking about if I had to do it, like the moment that a wave crashed through it, I feel like it would have just all started floating apart. I've been like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's like a little like a catamaran is what they're called. Like it's got like 2 pontoons on either side, a little thing in the middle. And Wilson's like the fucking headmast, apparently, which I thought, like, no, tie Wilson down inside. Like,
I was like, tie him to you if he's so goddamn important to you.
Or like tie him where the supplies are tied down, like to the frame, not in this fucking like.
Yeah, he was fucking asking for it.
Yeah. So he sees the wind change, the boat's ready, pushes the boat off. Is able to go, gets through the final breaker and like releases the porta potty. And the whole thing comes up and pushes him over, and you see he's painted the wings from the package on it. It's like some symbolic thing. Like, what the fuck are you painting in there? Like, when he was, like, making the thing. And, he makes that to the open ocean and gets stalked by a whale for, like, a week, apparently.
With a very weirdly CGI'd eye that, like, looks at him for a little bit.
I mean, honestly, I think the whale was kind of trying to, like, look out for him, because, like, every time he was, like, unconscious and, like, something happened, like the whale was like, wake up! Like,
it was really cool. He's so worried about Wilson and thankful to Wilson. I'm like, you need to thank that fucking whale, dude. That whale went out of its way to follow you across the ocean and be like, wake your ass up.
Fun fact about the Wilson. Apparently they lost that one, like in that scene. Because what they had to do is to shoot that scene, they had divers underneath the water, but they had to stay close to the raft because you had to like swim far the fuck out from it and go back and shit. And they had to have like a clear 360, no one in the water with them shot. When Wilson went too far, like the currents took him and like he fucking was actually gone. They couldn't get the prop back. And like I think like years later, like a couple of teenagers in the Philippines like found it like out in the fucking open ocean.
I was about to say, imagine being the person and like, is this fucking Wilson?
I think they sent it back to like the production company, and like Tom Hanks has it now. So
I would never have done that. They would have had to give me so much money to get Wilson, especially if I knew what it was. I would have treated it like a hostage situation. I would have called the fucking studios and been like, "I have something that belongs to you."
It's like gun to a volleyball. And yeah, there's like another big storm was out at sea. He loses the sail, and like Wilson comes loose while he's like unconscious from the storm. He spends a lot of time unconscious in this movie, but fair enough. Like,
I'm sure, you know, he says one thing I thought was weird is he's like, we have to pack provisions for trying to leave this island on a raft. He didn't look like he did. Because he gathers the rainwater again. He's swimming in the ocean to get fish. And I'm sure you're fucking exhausted for being exposed to the sun like that all day.
Yeah, just getting roasted all day. And I was just guessing he lost a lot of the shit when the storm hit him. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Lost his coconuts and shit. And yeah, at a point he's like, he gives up again and like fucking just like lets the oars go and it's just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
This is Wilson. He just like completely gives up. And then like then we have like a reenactment of the Spaceballs intro with the longest fucking ship on the entire planet.
Yes. I mean that part is so stressful because he's just out, and you're watching the ship go, and the whale's like, get the fuck up.
Yep. Yeah, I guess eventually they see him because like then the klaxon alarm starts going off on the ship, and then we just cut to him on a plane. Like there's no like him getting back to society, shaving.
Yeah, I really wish they had included that, like him getting onto the ship, seeing people for the first time. It was kind of a bummer. Yeah, it says like a month later.
In a plane, by the way, which I would never fucking go in a goddamn plane again. Yeah. And he's just like, can I have 2 cups of ice? I like ice. I was like, wow, he must be dissociating hard just to be on this plane.
And then he shows him talking to his friend from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
That was another thing. I feel like I'm not sure if this is what they were trying to get across, but it shows him like hear the pilot talking to his friend about his wife dying, and then Tom Hanks just kind of turns away and zones out. And then later is like, I can help, I know a doctor I could hook you guys up with. And it's a really weird interaction. Like, they don't seem like, I don't know if Tom Hanks is just supposed to be shitty about caring about his friends.
Well, I think he is because you find out later that the pilot that saved his life, he didn't even get his name right. Like,
so I feel like they could have done a better job of trying to imply that message. But then when he's on the plane coming home, and he's like, "Hey, I'm really sorry about your wife. I should have been there for you, and I wasn't." And I'm like, the fuck do you mean?
Like, you had a valid excuse, homie. It's like not like you were just being disinterested. Like,
and
you were
his friend doesn't say that. He's just like,
like,
I would have been like, are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah. It's like, if you could have, I'm sure you would have been. We thought you were dead. Like, we had a funeral.
What the fuck? It was so weird that he just went along with it. I'm like, shut up, bro. You were on an island.
That's the form your survivor's guilt is taking? What the fuck?
He's like, I'm sorry, your wife moved on, like, immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, because then we get to it, it's like, so she's, like, he's talking to his friend, like, she's gonna be there. He's like, yeah, that's what we've arranged, and, like, kind of, like, fucking trails off from that. Yeah, like, it just shows him doing his little speech in the background and saying how awesome FedEx is for saving him, even though they fucking didn't.
They're like, one of our sons came home. Was that his dad?
Maybe?
I was trying to figure that, because I didn't focus enough on the actual family when they were all around that table.
Yeah,
so
I think he was saying, it was like the CEO of FedEx, and I think he was using son in the metaphorical sense.
That's what I
we
thought.
We lost 5 of our sons, 1 came home. Like some
Oh my
war
god, that just made me want to puke, the corporate bullshit.
Well, that's the thing, too. They try to couch it and frame it as like this, like, kind of like, you know, good thing, and it just comes off sleazy. It's something I completely forgot about the movie the first time. Then he goes into like a little waiting room, and some random guy comes in. He's like, "Who are you?" It's like, "I'm your wife's husband." He's like, "Oh shit."
He's like, "I don't know if you remember me, but I was your dentist, James Spalding." He's like, "Yeah, I told him my volleyball about it."
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, this has like been really hard on her, and she didn't come." And it's like, he's like, "Oh, that's horribly disappointing." Then, like,
full disclosure, the whole ending of this movie just pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah, I forgot about the end of this movie, like, honestly, like, because you just remember the time on the island. You don't forget about all the fucking shit afterwards.
It's such a bummer, and I get it. I get that she had to move on after 4 years. But when you see that she has a child that is around 2 years old, like, I was trying to work out the timeline in my head. So, like, what was it, a year?
I would say higher to 2. She was like 3 or 4 almost. Like, so it's like it was pretty close, like 6 months or something like that after he was gone.
You moved on so fast.
Yeah.
And so hard.
I know, yeah. Straight into, like, kids and marriage. That's a whole other thing too. Well, I'll get to that, but yeah, like, and then like he looks out the window and he sees like Helen Hunt is like with this dude, and she's like trying to get back in. He's like, no, don't go in there. So like I'm guessing like he convinced her to not go in. Is kind of how that was implied.
Yeah,
she was. Which dick move from the dentist, I guess. Like,
yeah,
he like,
fuck
didn't
you,
want the
dude.
competition.
And he like kind of, even when he's talking to Tom Hanks, he's just like, you know, it's all very hard and anyway, and just leaves. Yeah, I'm like, you're an asshole.
Dismissing all the shit that he's been through. And I think the next scene is then the party where he is they wisely got him sushi and crab.
He looks so pissed about it too. He throws the fucking crab down.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, and then he picks up the lighter and just like just all the shit as he comes back, like just like all like these like the last half of the movie is just him looking at just like, if I fucking had this.
Yeah, and that spread should have been nothing but land animals. It should have been beef, chicken,
turducken, just for the fucking obscenity of that. Like.
Right. Yeah, that was a bummer. And it was like his friend and just a bunch of FedEx people. And I'm like, this is so lonely.
Yeah, then his friend's like, we're going to bring you back to life with a lot of paperwork tomorrow, buddy. It's going to be fun. And he's just like, nope, we're not doing that.
And then he sleeps on the floor like a guy that just got out of prison and can't handle real beds yet. And just flicking the light
and looking at fucking Helen Hunt's faded-ass picture. And...
He's so not okay. Like, there should have been, like, therapists around him at all times.
He shouldn't be left alone at any point.
Everybody's just get fucking wasted and then leave him alone.
Yeah. It's like, everybody leave, you'll be fine. Like,
he had 4 years of isolation. Here's some fucking more.
Yeah, then I think that night he gets like a cab straight to like Helen Hunt's house.
Which I don't know how he figured out where she lived, because they say that they bought that house together.
FedEx, I guess?
I guess. Like somebody did some shady shit and looked up her address for him.
His evil FedEx powers. They assume they probably know her contact information because they like contacted her, and he probably was like, "Hey, what's the address? I need to go give her a thing." It was all innocent, so it was not a bad thing. And yeah, he gets dropped off there, and like, did he drop that dude 100 to say for?
It looked like a decent amount of money, and he's like, "This will buy you 10 minutes," and he's like,
"Yeah,"
and then he leaves.
Yeah. Yeah, and he goes into Helen Hunt's house, and like she's just like waiting at the door. She's like, "Yes, come in," and like drags his ass inside. And just basically immediately starts bitching about her life. Like, he's like, nice house. Like, oh, nice mortgage. She's like, oh, you have a beautiful daughter. She's a handful.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Like, she's like, already, it's like, should I pack my bags?
And then she kind of blames him. She's like, he's like, what happened? Why aren't you doctor? And she's like, everything kind of went on hold when you disappeared. And like, oh, fuck me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But then she reveals, like, her map room that she has, apparently, that was, like, all the, that she has out right now for some reason.
Right.
Have like all the search grids and information implying like, see, I didn't give up on you, but it's like you did pretty quickly. There's a 3-year-old sleeping upstairs.
These maps helped nothing, so thanks for that.
I can tell you gave up at least 3 years and 9 months ago, like at a minimum. Maybe before that, but I have a hard date when that shows up. And yeah, like they basically said like he says like, you're the love of my life. She's like, you're the love of mine, which like, you know, I mean, I guess the guy was an asshole, but fuck the father of your child sleeping upstairs. I
totally,
guess.
Yeah. I'm thinking about this from both sides, and I'm like, dude, if I'm the husband, first of all, there's no way that I'm not waking up to all this happening downstairs. Yeah. And if I did wake up and I'm watching all like, this fucking bitch, like made out with him in my garage, chases him down the street, and then just comes inside like nothing happened.
Yeah. Did you just give him our car? Like, we used to, our daughter has preschool tomorrow. We are carpooling.
Why are you all wet? Did you chase him like a dramatic movie? Go fucking be with him then. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, dude, she's like, she's like, you need to go back home. She's like, she if he had said leave with me right there, she would have gone. Like, she would have just like abandoned her husband, abandoned her child. Not even a bag. She would have just fucking left with his ass.
Such a bummer of an ending. I mean,
yeah.
What follows is I have an issue with this as well, but
yeah. So trying to uplift it, but yeah. Then he drives off in the car, and he's like, "I've got one more thing to do. I've got to deliver my package as the good FedEx man I am," and drives out to buttfuck nowhere. Like,
yeah, they show this intersection at the beginning of the movie, and which made me so. This is Texas, right? He's in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so forgetting that the beginning of the movie was not where he lives, I was like, I thought this whole movie they keep saying they're in Memphis, Tennessee. Why is he in Texas right now? And now it makes sense.
Yeah, it's in the last package. So yeah.
Also, fuck Helen Hunt and her half-ass Memphis accent a quarter of the movie. Just throwing that out there. It came and went so hard.
She moved on from her accent as well. She's moved on from everything. New life. And then he's at this crossroads. Realizes like this dirt path goes up it to like this like artist colony, and he like sees the wing motif that we've been seeing the whole movie. That's like the wings on the package. Goes and knocks on the door. No one's there. I would have fucking waited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I waited 5 goddamn years to live this
He writes a little Sharpie note that says, this package saved my life. I'm like, it's the only one that didn't save your life. But
yeah. Yeah, it drives off, gets out a map, which I'm like, oh yeah, maps. Like, I'm like, you did have to like get out a piece of paper and put it in your car hood and figure out where the fuck you were about to go back in the day. And then, Tom Hanks's version of a manic pixie dream girl drives by. And it's like this, like, it's the artist that we saw in the beginning of the movie was getting cheated on by her husband, I think.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So we know she's single. Hey. And comes by and, like, gives some advice. Like, yeah, that way's California. That way
in the most
the coast.
Flirty way possible, by the way.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Random guy Hanks on the side of the road.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a nice car.
He's in great shape right now.
Yeah. Smells like the sea. Like, there's some things going on here. It's like, yeah, and then she's like, it's like, yeah, so I'm going, there's nothing that way, so bye. And she, like, goes back up the dirt road that he just came down. He walks out to the center of the road, looks at all the places he's going, looks back at the dirt road, is like, I'm going to get me some of that, and fucking...
And there's wings on the truck, yeah.
Yeah, there's wings on the truck, yeah, so he really was like, oh, that's the artist who saved my life. So yeah, it's like, I'm going to go tell my story to her and hope she invites me for coffee.
Right.
Because that's all the plan I think he can have.
It would have been funny if it shows what happens after that, and he shows up at her house, she's like, oh, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah. It's like, I'm married, this is my wife, and like another... Like, I misread this whole situation, I'm sorry.
So just so you know, I'm dumb. I've seen this movie 100 fucking times. I didn't notice the wings on the truck until this time.
Yeah.
I thought he was super psyched about the dog.
Yeah, I didn't even know about the dog. I thought it was like, the first time I saw this was like, oh, he's choosing like the infinite nothing to the unknown, like a path.
Well, I mean, when he like really turns around and looks at the truck and is like, what? I thought he was just like, dog.
Yeah, no, honestly, I watched this much, probably when it came out the last time I watched this, like, so I was like 10. But yeah, like, I did not notice the wing motif at all the first time, but it's like through the entire movie. It's like the first thing you see, right, and kind of like the last thing you see.
Yeah, this time only did I pick up on that, but it was pretty cool.
I didn't
but
notice
it still does not wash away the Helen Hunt trash ass ending. Like, why? Why did we need to live through that?
Yeah, your entire life's gone. No one waited for you. World moved on without you.
Yeah, no, it really like seems to, except for the like last 2.5 minutes, seems that everyone's like kind of hammering to him like, you should have just stayed on the island.
Yeah.
And he even like as he's floating away from the island is like having a moment like I kind of had a life here. Oh my god. And when he gets back, I would have been like, I totally should have stayed on the fucking island.
Which is why I would have much fucking rather had an extra 10 minutes of him getting reacclimated to society instead of Helen Hunt shitting on him for 10 minutes.
Right.
Like, fuck, the end of it even could have just been, like, him coming up to the house and her, like, stepping out the front door, and we end it there, and we don't know what happens after that, but, like, just something, like,
yeah,
not just like, yeah, I remarried and had a kid, and I might leave him for you, though. Hey, no, okay.
No, but I'm not doing it. I decided 12 seconds ago that I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I moved on again. Suck it.
3 for 3, yeah.
Yeah, it hurt, man. And his friend sucks for, like, not being there for him for that moment after he just apologized for not being there for him, even though he couldn't.
Yeah. I mean, like, dude, he's staying at a hotel, too. He should be like, dude, like, come stay at my house. It's like, his wife's dead. He's probably got a spare room.
Right. I can't even imagine the logistics. I was thinking, too, like, they probably paid out a life insurance policy to his wife that helped buy that house.
Yeah.
So fucked up.
Castaway 2, the insurance agent knocks.
I want to see a Castaway too, just even if it's only an hour long, just showing his happy new life with the lady that makes stuff, like weld stuff. Just to wash away that crap, because fuck me.
Like he makes like nature art, and she makes like industrial art, and they kind of meet somewhere in the middle. And
right.
Even though we do see he's a fucking terrible artist.
Yeah, he is. Oh my god. When he's trying to draw Helen Hunt, I'm like, is he trying to draw other people? Because
yeah, it's does he have a nose? It's just like two dots in the middle of like an oval.
It's bad. It's really bad. And you would think with 4 years of practice, you'd at least get the basic outline. Maybe trace that shit.
One thing I always loved hearing, because everyone says practice makes perfect. It's like, no, practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. If you fuck up the same way 1,000 times, you're going to keep fucking up that way. It's not going to magically make it better.
And he has several attempts on the wall, and it's not getting progressively better. It's just
and then he just switched. Then he just switched to the wings. So he's just copying fucking.
The wings were great.
Yeah. Well, he had a reference. He was just like, okay.
Well, he had the picture of Helen Hunt, and it still looked like shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of funny, too, and kind of weird when he gives her the watch back, and she's like, no, I want you to have it. He, backs away, get that fucking thing away from me.
Yeah. No, it's like, do you realize what this symbol, what it meant to me and shit was, and now it's, worthless? I don't want this fucking thing anymore. It's
right.
Sad.
Why would I keep this?
It was a beacon of hope for, 5 years, and now it is the most depressing object I own. Take this shit back.
Right. Fucked
Give
up.
it to your 3-year-old daughter.
All right. Well, now that we've gotten through the plots, let's get into the round. Starting with round one. Premise setup. Which film sets up its survival story more effectively in the first act?
I don't know, because, there's not much setup in The Martian. The Martian's just go.
Well,
we're 5 minutes in, he's been stranded.
And for me, it seems like he's got this pretty quickly. He's I know exactly what to do. And
there's literally 30 seconds of him moping for 2 days. He's like, okay, I stopped gotta being a whiny bitch and get this shit done. All right, let's go. Let's do it.
And in Castaway, as soon as he's sitting there in his drenched clothes on the beach, I'm like, what the fuck do you even do now?
Yeah.
And the Martian doesn't really give you that. He's immediately like, okay, I gotta do this, and this.
Yeah. But the other thing is he has the advantage of having so much tools around him and equipment and supplies.
Yeah, they have a habitat established with food and everything.
Yeah, and tools and transportation and water and he says I have infinite water essentially pretty early in the movie
And he does say earliest rescue mission will be 4 years, and he does all that math for the audience where basically he's gonna die if he doesn't figure something out. So they do
3 years of food.
They do establish it, but as far as a sense of dread kind of sits in the Castaway that you do not get in The Martian.
Yeah, The Martian's okay, this is gonna be hard, but I'm not in immediate danger. I got some time to work this out and figure it out. Tom Hanks is on that island. He's in immediate fucking danger.
Yeah, immediately bloody feet and just...
Yeah, dehydrated, starving, battered, burned from the sun.
One pant leg is bigger than the other.
Yep.
I lost a shoe.
Can't keep...
So I would give... Castaway, to me, is the epitome of survival movies. I'd give Castaway a 10 for establishing that.
I think it is the standard by which others are measured. It is.
Right.
I forgot how beautiful of a movie it was too. These these static shots of just nature and the environment and shit, but it's how it's angled and set up and the desolation that you feel, because so many times in desert and snow movies and shit where someone's supposed to be isolated, it's I see the fucking footprints from the first 10 takes he did this. He feels like he's fucking alone on that island. There's never a point where I'm hey, fucked up in the background, I see fucking crewman's fucking shoes.
Well, they went to a completely deserted island. Can't recall the name of it, but I did look it up, where both movies were filmed, just because I thought it was interesting. But that's a real place. It's a real deserted island that they went to and shot at. So, obviously it worked out. Martian was shot in Jordan in the desert. So it's, to the people of Jordan, oh cool, desolate Mars shithole, that's where we live. I'd still give The Martian an 8, because the setup is great. Just they establish early that disaster is around every fucking corner. So round 2, solo performance. Damon versus Hank. Who carries the screen with more range and believability? They both fucking are awesome.
Yeah, but it's very different performances, though. Because, I mean, like, Matt Damon the entire time has, like, a pretty upbeat and positive attitude, and he's cracking
He's playing to the camera, literally.
Yeah, like, the camera is his Wilson, essentially.
Right.
Like, it's his, like, sounding board that he's talking to and his little buddy. But, yeah, like, I don't know, like Hanks' performance is, like, pretty fucking raw, though, in this, I would say, like, you feel his pain and suffering.
Yeah, there's a lot more gut punch moments, and he sells the shit out of it. And like we talked about, The Martian kind of suffers from the fact that every character in the movie is supposed to be highly trained to not break down. So he only has a couple moments here and there where he, like, falls apart, really feels it. When the decompression area explodes is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
They're both really great actors, and like I said, the part where he hears their voices for the first time and just starts pouring out tears, I really felt that. So they really, again, neither one of these movies is bad in my opinion at all.
No, they're both great movies, yeah.
And they're both all-time great actors. I
want to give the edge to Tom Hanks just because he was fucking alone the entire movie. He had nothing to play off
Yeah,
of.
no communication with anybody helping him through this either.
Yeah.
Like he had in The Martian. So, yeah, I would give Castaway 10 again.
Yeah.
And, I'm thinking 7 or an 8 for The Martian again.
Yeah, because, it was very solid, but, like, just, like when Tom Hanks, like, fucking pierces his leg and he's just, like, suffering on the fucking beach and shit, like, you feel that pain.
You know what else helps? The score in Castaway is pretty minimalistic, but it's iconic. The moments it hits, it really adds to the emotion you're feeling in that moment.
There's a lot of ambience to it, which definitely, like, kind of brings you into the world more, which
we kind of lost in the 2000s.
Yeah.
I think that might, like, it's right at 2000, but yeah, 90s through early 2000s, they did a really good job having, like, unique scores for movies. Most of The Martian is a bunch of disco music.
Yeah, well, I want to say it's probably a lot of it, too, is that, like, having full orchestras for movies is, like, fucking way rarer now. Like, now it's just, like, it's a composer on a soundboard, just, like, okay, this button for the violin, this button for that, and just gonna program it all, like, on the screen.
I think Interstellar was one of the last big ones I remember doing, like, an actual orchestra, and it's always awesome.
I know, there's a quality to, like, that, like, volume of sound that, like, and when I say volume, I mean, like, the mass like, the area it takes up, like, is completely different than, like, you can tell, like, a synth can be nice, but you can still tell it's this kind of flat, perfect thing. Whereas, like, the orchestra is, like, this organic, living thing that, like, adds to the fucking, music. Like even Fantasia, like, just look at Fantasia. That whole thing lives and dies by this, like, amazing orchestral score behind it. And, it kind of lost that.
And like I said, the one in Castaway isn't, like, a major composition or anything, but the little tune they play when he's feeling things really, really drives that emotion home.
Yeah. Most movies we have now is just some variation of whoa.
Oh my god, dude. Don't get me started on that shit. They were so Inception fucking murdered music for movies.
I know. It's like, wait, we can just hit a fucking klaxon call at like 10 miles away and that's the entire sound? Oh, fuck yeah. That's cheap.
Alright, so round 3. This one's easy, in my opinion. Resourcefulness. Who survives smarter, the Martian botanist or the island castaway? That's got to go to the Martian.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like half the movie is just screaming at Tom Hanks. It's like, why are you doing it this way? You have the tools, you have everything you need.
I mean, I give credit to Tom Hanks' character in the Castaway for figuring out what he did with no training.
Yeah.
But there was some shit that I wasn't in the Boy Scouts, and I'm not a botanist, but I literally, just having lived in woods, so like, just come on, bro.
Yeah, have you been outside once? Like, there's certain basic
so
things
10 for the
know.
Martian there, and I don't want to give his character, give him a 7 for his resourcefulness.
Yeah, but Matt Damon was just like living on. Like I said, he had sweet and sour chicken for a large part of his career.
Yeah, and Vicodin. And Vicodin.
Yeah. He had Vicodin potatoes. We should all be so goddamn lucky to have Vicodin potatoes.
By the way, that would taste super gross. I don't know if you've ever chewed up a Vicodin. But
I have chewed up pills before. They're terrible. But I in my head, the justification for it was that he was so fucking sick of potatoes at that point that even a bad flavor was preferable to just another bland bite of potato.
How did Tom Hanks not get some kind of poisoning from eating so much raw fish? I mean, they skip ahead 4 years, so he may have gotten sick a bunch, but...
I mean, he's thin as hell and talks about how coconuts are laxative. I mean, coconut water is that thing that, like, white women drink to, like, stay alive constantly.
For everything. It was for everything for a minute. Yeah.
I think it's just, like, one of those things, like, coconuts are, like, super nutrient dense, like, for what they are. So you can, like, he was probably, like, super malnourished and, like, probably had scurvy and shit. But, like...
Just constant diarrhea for 4 years would check out for me.
Exactly, yeah.
I also thought it was a little weird that there was, like... My biggest fear getting stuck on an island like that would be the wildlife, and that was not a factor at all.
Yeah, he had crabs.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks. No, but I think the whole thing with islands like that is that they basically get like so fucked with by the ocean and the tides and shit that there's never been a chance for anything to like evolve beyond like amphibious things that come up from the water and go back.
Yeah, he's lucky he had so much, seafood.
Yep.
Round 4, Isolation Vibes. Which film better explores the emotional toll of solitude?
I mean, yeah, I gotta go to Castaway on this one. I mean,
yeah, I'm just trying to.
He's only alone for the first 2/3 or first third of the movie, then he gets contact with people again.
Yeah, and I mean, even then, he doesn't seem too worried about it, honestly.
No, he's just like, I gotta wait and things will work out. I just gotta make it long enough and I'll be fine. Whereas Tom Hanks is like, I am here forever. Like, I have no hope of being rescued. No one is looking for me. Everyone thinks I'm dead.
Yeah, and I mean, he's talking to he's really upbeat the whole movie. They kind of tried to do the Wilson thing with the camera, and he's just too
rover and stuff.
Too happy the whole time. He doesn't really seem to care about having company.
No, like he seems. Yet again, but that kind of makes sense because, like, probably if you had astronauts, one of the things you would test is how do they do in isolation if shit goes wrong. Like, whereas, this was he was just a fucking salary man who just got thrown out of a plane, so he doesn't have the mental capacity to, like,
and just the knowledge that, I mean, even if he hadn't figured out how to talk to them, the knowledge that they can see him at NASA eventually is something. And, Castaway is hammered home immediately, like, you can't see shit, nobody can see me, the pager I had is filled with water.
Yep. I mean, not that it would have helped you if pager were shit in that situation, but honestly, my thing, though, like, what I would have done in that situation is, like, I would have kept taking, like, firewood to the top of that goddamn mountain and making a signal fire up there, like, periodically.
Right.
Like, like once a week, like, just, like, have a fucking big thing and then, like, do the SOS thing with a palm frond.
Yeah,
like,
I was kind of surprised he didn't do that.
Yeah, because, I mean, that would be obvious. Like, if you got, I mean, it'd be a bitch, and you probably have to, like, prep it for days to do it once, but, like, if, like, you saw, like, another light on the horizon, and you were able to do that, like, even the smoke, like signal smoke is a big thing, too, in the ocean.
Right. And he did not figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he starts waving around the palm branch, first couple times you watch this, I thought that was going to be a moment where he's like, oh, maybe I'd try this for a while, but nope. He burns the shit out of himself and moves on. So, round 5, humor and levity. Which film uses humor more effectively and naturally? And I think they both kind of have their moments, but I think The Martian leans on that a lot more.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm a space pirate. I'm the best botanist in the world. Fuck you, Mars. Like,
gonna science the shit out of this.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's very much a comedy. Like, it's got all these little funny, punchy bits and the whole, oh, God, not Jeff Bridges. Jeff Daniels, like, the whole, his whole banter between...
I like Tom Hanks' comedy a bit more sometimes, like just the corny-ass little dance he does when he figures out fire, and the conversations with Wilson, and it's...
Yeah, it was more organic there, definitely, where, like, he came from the situation as opposed to, like, I'm making a joke about the situation.
Right. And I mean Matt Damon's whole thing. I think that's how he's getting through this, is being kind of cocky.
He's not
and
taking
funny.
it serious, and it's just like, I got to make this whole thing a joke, otherwise, if I take it seriously, I might freak out.
And he explains that at the end of the movie, like, everybody asks, "Did you think you were going to die?" And he's like, "I knew I was going to die." So that was just accepting that was how he kind of got through it. I'd still give Castaway like an 8 or 9, though.
No, it's definitely got, like, it's funnier than you think of, especially the whole Wilson interaction thing is, like, fucking hilarious at the end. Even when it's
Tom
like,
Hanks does comedy well.
Oh, yeah. No, it's one of the things he's known for. And, but I would say, like, talking about the last monologue bit, I mean, like, Tom Hanks had a last monologue bit, too, where, like, he's, like, he was explaining his mentality in the island, where he's like, I was sure that I was going to die somehow, and the only power I had was when and where. Like, it was going to be an infection, or I'd fall and break my leg, or drown, or something. And he said he realized when he couldn't, like, he just was free. Like,
he said, a warm blanket came over me.
Yeah.
Where he realized he had absolutely no control over anything. And then, they established...
He reached Zen, essentially.
Yeah. He's the guy with the stick up of his ass that has a plan for every single second of every day. And then it takes being stranded on an island to let the fuck go. For 3 years before that happens. It's amazing what the delivery service will do to a man.
So before we go in postal, this is FedExing.
Yeah. Takes us to round 6. Mars or ocean? Oh, sorry. Direction and cinematography. Mars or ocean? Which one stuns visually and narratively? And I mean, they both have their shit.
The spectacle. I mean, the scope of The Martian is much bigger, and you see a lot more different things. Like, you see, like, the vastness of space, see Mars, see rocket launches. Like, there's a lot of interesting things in there. Whereas we're kind of stuck in one location for most of Castaway, but holy shit, the location.
Right. Yeah, and what they do with it when they show the storms, the sunsets are beautiful. I mean, and
the
it's
moonlit nights, like, full of stars.
Yeah. It's great contrast with, like, this would be a great vacation, but you're dying.
Yeah. There was a cabana right there. Paradise, but there is not.
And I love the space shots. I love some of the moments you see. The Mars night sky is really cool.
And even he says in the point, like, at one point, it's like, I go out and stare at these vistas just because I can.
Right.
Like, they're so fucking amazing and beautiful.
It's a tough one, man. I mean, they do a lot with, like the storms and the spaceship shots and everything.
Yeah. I would maybe edge it out to Castaway because they use, like, a lot of the shots symbolically, like, more so than the Martians do. Like, I remember there was it kind of occurred to me at the end where, like, when he's standing in that big flat open field, like at the intersection, he's kind of lost in this ocean again visually. He's just like this big, wide, empty space out, like, stretching to infinity, and he has to, like, figure out his life in the same situation he had there. So it's like the shots kind of inform the story. Whereas I think they're both equally as beautiful. But
the introduction and then the goodbye to the island both have, like, so the introduction is all terrifying and this is an evil.
It's like it's an angry god looking down on you from.
And then when he leaves, it's beautiful. It's got the sun behind it, and then it just kind of fades and vanishes in fog as if it never existed. Yeah. Yeah, I thought the way they treat the island as a character and the way they shoot around it to make it feel that way was really awesome. Yeah,
it feels alive, like, and not in just the sense that it's a living ecosystem, but it feels like it's a physical presence in the movie affecting the world. Like,
whereas there's only so much they could do with Mars because they're not actually on Mars, obviously.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be CGI, and there's only so many things that can happen on Mars.
Right.
Like, fucking windstorm. That's about it.
Right. and the him almost freezing to death in the rover, but
yeah.
And then he eats himself with plutonium.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about his life expectancy after all this.
Right, dude. He's in close proximity with plutonium.
But it's fine. You got a space blanket around.
If they had another shot, though, when they're leaving, where it kind of has that leaving the island moment, where it focuses on the planet, it didn't, though. It was just...
No, it's just Mars fucking doing cartwheels in the background. Yeah.
So, yeah, Castaway, 10. I love the cinematography. I love it in The Martian, too, so I'm going to give that a 9.
And yeah, because I get what I said, just there's a little touch more artistry in Castaway, because it needed it, because it was such more of a stark story that it was telling.
And I just feel like movies back then were better about that kind of stuff.
No, they had less CGI to rely on and shit. Like, it's like, no, we have to go there and fucking film the goddamn thing. We can't do it like the fucking Volume Max, like Disney fucking 360 projector thing.
Speaking of, do you know anything else Robert Zemeckis directed?
Oh, he's like, I swear, yeah, it's like one of those things.
Because Ridley Scott, I know that name. That's a big, huge fucking director name.
Oh no, like you'll definitely know some of the other stuff on. But also some of it's like, oh, that really? There we go. Robert Zemeckis, producer. So he did the most recent Pinocchio. Finch the Witches. What else we got here? Flight. Oh, Back to the Future.
I know Flight too.
Yeah, Robert Zemeckis did the Back to the Future movies.
Those are that is so not on the same vibe as Castaway. Both very iconic, but
yeah, no, he's all over the place. He did Real Steel. He did A Christmas Carol. He did Beowulf.
What?
Monster House. House of Wax. Polar
My son
Express.
loves Monster House.
Yeah, did Gothica and Matchstick Men.
Matchstick Men. What the fuck? This guy is just got a huge range.
Yeah, Ghost Ship, 13 Ghosts, What Lies Beneath, Contact.
That's pretty cool, man. You don't usually see directors that have like such a massive hit. I mean, Back to the Future was first, right? So you would think everything would be Back to the Future, and it's very much not.
No, he bounces around. I think he just kind of like, that's a cool idea, and just kind of jumps on top of it.
Kills it, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so that takes us to round 7. Realism and survival accuracy. Space tech versus island grit. Which survival felt more grounded? I mean, one's literally more grounded. But...
Yeah, it's got more... Well, there's ground in both of them.
Yeah.
I was... Okay, so, yeah, I mean, all the stuff that Tom Hanks does is, like, real survival shit, even though he does it terribly. But in The Martian, like, that's all real science. Like,
oh, yeah. Yeah, no, nothing was far-fetched sci-fi that... I mean, I know NASA consulted on this movie heavily, so... Yeah. They both, I think, killed the realism. I mean...
Yeah. I would maybe even give it a little bit to The Martian here, because, like, I mean, while, the Castaway is very realistic, there's only so much it does, whereas The Martian had, like, a much wider scope to still have to be very accurate with.
Yeah, The Martian, a lot more of The Martian is spent on Mars. Very little of it is not. And I didn't realize, like, until watching it this time, how much of Castaway is not on the island.
Yeah.
There's like a beginning fucking 30 minutes and then an end almost 40.
Like, I thought, like, because he gets on a plane at one point during the intro before the one that, like, goes down. So I'm like, oh, this is it. But no, there's like another 15 minutes after he gets off that plane. I'm like, oh.
And then the ending takes up a big chunk of the movie.
Yeah.
And that 4-year time jump didn't do any favors to me. You don't do that in The Martian. You follow him all the fucking way through.
Yeah. Because, yet again, like, I guess that's the one issue I would, like, because Castaway is pretty close to a perfect movie, but one of the issues I would say with it is we don't get to see his transitions. Like, we see the one from, like, him, like, crashing on the plane to becoming somewhat competent on the island, but we don't see him transitioning into fucking, like, Jumanji Man, and we don't see him get to transition back to normal society.
Right.
It's just like, he's this now, and now he's this now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, The Martian did kind of jump cut there at one point, because it cuts to him with a big-ass fucking beard.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of cut while he's waiting for his crew to get there, but there's so much more before that, and you can see him kind of wasting away before that cut, and it's not 4 goddamn years.
Yeah, and also at that point, he's like, we know what he's been doing that whole time. He's not even farming at that point, because that's all fucked. Like, he's just basically sitting there and waiting. For them to get
sitting
back.
in a fucking rover for 2 years.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of content there. There's a lot they could have shown in Castaway in that 4 years.
Yeah. Like him practicing his spears, or like fucking, like, like the whole lead up to his suicide and all that stuff. Like, tons of things that were just kind of like told and not shown.
Right. Yeah, so 10 and a 9. I'm not going to give anybody very low at all on this.
No, like we're nitpicking the nittiest of picks. Like,
right.
These are great movies. Yeah.
So that takes us to round 8. Emotional punch. Which ending leaves a deeper emotional mark? And that's another tough one for me, because like I said, really gets me in the feels when he finally sees people again, which they skipped in Castaway. They kind of fucked that for me. It's emotional, but for something that has nothing to do with the movie is supposed to be. It's just like, imagine if your wife left you. Like, what the fuck? I thought we were watching a fucking survival movie. Now it's just...
with a little lit of hope at the end, but like not much. Like,
I mean, yeah, like I said, it's like you said, it's emotional for the wrong reasons. In Castaway, there's a lot of other stuff they could have done to end that movie to keep in par with the theme, you know? Yeah. And still make it emotional, like him adjust. They could have done like a thing where he could never adjust back, and then his wife just can't handle him anymore, or something like that. But
fuck, he goes to Big Five against a new Wilson, something like just
right.
Fucking...
For me, I would be giving this to The Martian just because.
Because the Castaway kind of stumbles a lot of the goodwill that it has right at the end there, just because. God, that sucked, like, that whole situation.
It was so unnecessary. It was just a whole other theme thrown in there.
I know you suffered in ways we cannot possibly imagine, but let's just put a cherry on top of that shit sundae for you right here.
Right. And he handles it so well. I'm sorry. I would not be that cool about it. If I came back and Jess had a whole other husband and shit, I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Not only that, but like the photo of her and the thought of getting back to her is like the fucking one thing keeping you fucking alive. Like your key motivation.
Yeah, I mean,
I kind of like worshipped you as a goddess on this island, but okay, cool, you left me, that's fine.
I mean, there's like some emotion when he's leaving the island that I like that moment, but
when he loses Wilson, but the whole end of the movie is just like this detour, kind of in a weird way.
Yeah, it's super weird, and how much time they spend on it is much weirder.
It's like it's like in 30 minutes he's off the island at the end of the movie.
Right. I'm going to give The Martian a 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Castaway like a 7 because I really don't appreciate what they did with that ending.
Fair enough.
So that takes us to 9. Memorable moments, from iconic lines to haunting visuals. Who delivered the unforgettable? I mean, just from our age range, I think Castaway is going to have the edge here just because it's referenced in so much shit. The Wilson thing is going to live on forever.
Yep.
I hadn't
great
seen
investment for your marketing money.
Huh?
So talk about great investment for your marketing money.
No shit. I bet they had no idea. They were like, we just wanted to see it like one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, like I said. This one came out 10 years ago. One came out 25 years ago. So it does kind of have a benefit there. But there's not... I don't know. There's not a super lot to me for The Martian that felt like...
Yeah. Like, I mean, I can think of, like, some cool shots. But, like, the whole thing when he's going up in the MAV is, like, a very cool sequence.
It's all very cool visual stuff. But, I mean, like...
Yeah.
Like iconic lines and stuff, it doesn't really have. Like I saw an example given was I'm gonna science the shit out of this line. That wasn't very memorable.
Yeah, I haven't heard that in popular culture or anything like that. But
right,
I've seen the Tom Hanks like I have made fire fucking dance done like dozens of times.
And Wilson and the tooth thing, and I will always remember him spearing fish.
Yep, yeah, like that's like fucking a scene of the movie, like, you know, Catch Sleeps the whole thing. It's that one right there.
That's another. Storms. I really wish they'd have spent more time on a lot of stuff. And you ever read The Hatchet?
Yeah.
Yeah, they spent. You read that book. There's like a whole chapter on him figuring out how to spear fish with light refraction and everything. And I wish they had explored that.
It goes from him being like a stumbling fool to being like a fucking fish sniper from the fucking like shore.
Yeah, dude. Which turns him into like a lethal character, but
yeah. I think you still do that when he's home. Like, is there a job market for that?
They could have explored that. They could have done literally anything other than show me him watching himself get cucked in like the most eternal way.
Yep.
But for memorable moments, I gotta give Castaway a 10. It's a piece of Americana.
Yeah, I would even say maybe a 6 for Martian because I didn't think about it, but like no scene from it, like it's like oh yeah that scene. I guess maybe the habitat explosion, but that's again it's not iconic or visually interesting. It's just
and it's definitely kind of something you see done in space movies pretty consistently is some kind of blowout. All right. Well, that takes us to our final round, which is legacy and rewatchability. Which film has stood the test of time and invites rewatching?
Yeah.
They both invite rewatching. Then
Yeah.
I mean, just by awards alone, they both have stood the test of time. But this is another one of those moments where one has had more time to do so.
Yeah, so it has a little bit of an edge on it, and it has stood the test of time very well. I mean,
yes. There's
I would almost call it a timeless movie. Like it's like there's very little in the way of like technology in it that dates it. I guess like the pager is a little. That's
the pager a little bit,
thing.
but they still use cell phones in it. They still use all kinds of navigation stuff, and it's not like it was. If it had been made in a time frame 10 years earlier, it would have gotten dated pretty quick.
Yep. Yeah, but if it's in that little niche of the 90s that can kind of be any time as long as you don't look at the exact model of cell phone.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't huge or anything either. Like I barely even noticed until they show the pager. I barely noticed it's the 90s. And when they mentioned that when he gets back, the Tennessee has a football team now. He's like, they put it in Nashville? I'm like, they're not going to put it in Memphis, Tom. Memphis fucking sucks. I don't care who sees this clip and gets pissed, but
to watch our engagement in Memphis just drop to 0 right now.
I mean, everybody got mad at me about saying Denzel would break his wrist for the way he held guns. So you can get mad about Memphis. I don't fucking care. Yeah. I lived in West Memphis. It is a shithole.
Well, let's try to get that engagement back up again. If Tom Hanks had a gun, he would have broken his wrist from the recoil. Okay.
Yeah, the way he was holding his spear should have shattered his wrist.
Total horrible technique.
I read that comment. I was like, do I just have weak wrists? I mean, if we're going off rewatchability, they're both awesome. But Legacy, Castaway blows Martian out of the water. Even 10 years from now, I think that's going to be true.
Yeah, like I don't know if in another 15 years anyone's going to be talking about the Martian. Like
I don't think so.
Things like Interstellar and 2001: A Space Odyssey and things like that all kind of have the same like orbit that it's trying to exist in, and I think it just gets overshadowed by some of the same genres.
Right.
Where Castaway is kind of like the definition of like the survival genre.
Yeah, there still isn't a bunch of movies like Castaway. And I remember when Castaway came out, it was iconic 2 years after it came out. Like it was referenced in everything. I don't see references to The Martian, and that may just be what I'm watching or seeing. But
no, there's not. And then I'm thinking even like the only survival movie I can even think beyond that is like Into the Wild. I don't know if you ever saw that one.
Oh yeah.
And that's not
basically dies of dysentery.
Yeah. No, he actually dies from foraging the wrong plant. Then. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Emil Hirsch, so that was a good movie. So yeah, I'm gonna give Castaway a 10 there.
Yep.
I'm gonna give Martian an 8, just because it has great rewatchability. It was a really good movie.
And like I said, the legacy is yet to be seen. Like
I'm confident that it will never touch Castaway. Castaway will still be iconic 20 years from now. I don't think it's going to be referenced near as much as The Martian.
Well, it's like the same thing, because like Castaway, like that whole center part of the island could, that's relevant forever, but The Martian, like one day that might become dated. Like, oh no, we're on Mars. It's not like that. Like,
right, exactly. Elon Musk watched The Martian, was like, this is all bullshit, actually. But by a narrow margin, Castaway getting 6 rounds to Martian's 4. Castaway is our winner. Which is, between watching these movies, there was moments where I was like, I don't know, man, The Martian might come away with this.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a close thing. They do very different things, and again, I think like the Castaway is just like more of like a focused, finer edge, where like The Martian's really cool, but it's doing a couple of different things. Whereas like
it's Castaway got the ground shit and then the sky shit. It's got the separate teams. It introduces all these awesome characters, which isn't bad at all. I loved all those random characters.
But it does split your focus a little bit. Like, Donald Glover, oh shit. And like you don't get like those like taken out of the moment things from Castaway. You're kind of locked in for the entire fucking ride. Until Helen Hunt shows up and cucking Tom Hanks, but let's be on the fact.
I almost wanted Castaway to lose just because of how much I hate that fucking ending, bro. I can't.
Yeah.
It's one of those things I forget. I don't think about when I think about this movie, and then when I watch it, I'm like, why is Tom Hanks just always getting dicked over by women he loves? You got fucking Jenny and now Helen Hunt. Like, what the fuck, man? Yeah. Random trivia facts. The Martian was based on a self-published novel by Andy Weir that went viral online. I've never heard of that novel. I don't know how viral it went. How does a book go viral online?
Guess someone talked about it? I don't know. Or it just leaked or something.
NASA collaborated with Ridley Scott to ensure the science was plausible. It showed.
Yeah.
I'm really glad they did.
There was no sci-fi in this. It was just, like, all reality.
Right. Matt Damon lost 40 pounds for part of the shoot and spent most scenes alone on screen. Again, I think it's a huge bummer that he did that just for the 2 seconds of them showing that. Tom Hanks also dropped over 50 pounds during filming and spent actual weeks in isolation to prepare. I don't know why you necessarily needed to do that, to learn how to be alone when you're going to go do that anyway. But the 50 pounds showed.
Yeah.
He must have put on weight before it, too, to lose the 50 pounds. Because he is chubby.
When he started, yeah.
Wilson the volleyball, inspired by the product placement deal. And Castaway paused production for a year so Tom Hanks could grow out his hair and beard and lose weight. That's dedicated. You can never do that now. If you announce that you're pausing production for a year on a movie now, it's done. Like, they're going to assume something's wrong with it.
The amount of wigs I see in movies nowadays, they're not waiting for shit for fucking hair to grow anymore.
Also, honestly, after 4 years on that island, his beard should have been way more out of control.
Yeah, I guess mad split ends. Maybe just kept shearing off.
Yeah, he might have been doing a little bit of trimming there. I do love that Matt Damon takes a moment, catches a glance of himself before they come pick it up. He's like, Jesus, and starts cleaning up.
Yeah, no. And it's slightly addressed in The Martian, but I feel like it should have been addressed in The Castaway. The smell of these men when they came back to society should have been addressed more.
As soon as he comes through the door, they're like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
I haven't had a shower in 2 years.
Which is weird, though, because doesn't he have theoretically unlimited water?
I thought the same thing. Surely they have some kind of bathing system for this mission that was supposed to be 6 fucking people.
Yeah. No, it even says, I guess maybe he lost the materials he needed in the blowout, but, he was, making, a fucking, habitat's worth of water, every day.
Yeah, take a horse bath every day or something, man.
Yeah, something.
I could not survive 2 years without washing my balls.
No. Literally, I think I might actually die from something.
But, yeah, so Castaway comes out on top. For next week, the plan so far, I believe, is to do a Superman free-for-all with the new Superman versus Man of Steel versus Superman Returns, I think is the name of the Brandon Routh one, versus Christopher Reeves. And it's going to be a little bit different because, it's not going to be 1v1. We might have to change the scoring a little bit. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be more of a free-for-all.
So no wheel spin this week, and we're definitely not going to have time to go through the cast of through the plot of all 4 movies. So we're going to assume that most of you have seen a couple Superman movies.
Yeah, we'll probably do the plot of the new one. Just,
exactly.
So spoiler warning for people who want to, see the new plot.
But I'm sure there's going to be lots of people looking. Every time one of these movies comes out, especially somebody as big as Superman, there are people looking for reviews to shit on it, and people looking for reviews to say it's the best fucking superhero movie ever made. So
I want a slice of that.
Exactly. I am very fucking psyched. I have an excuse to watch the Christopher Reeves Superman that I haven't watched in a very long time. But no wheel spin this week. Thank
God we're not watching Supergirl, because fuck that movie.
Which one?
Supergirl? You ever seen Supergirl?
The movie?
Yeah, the live action one.
I don't think so. I don't think I knew that existed.
Oh, dude. It single-handedly set feminism back 15 years. It's bad.
Who's in it?
I think you might
Nobody?
It's one of those things, it's that person on
1984?
Yep.
Hang on, there's a 2026 one apparently. I didn't know that was coming.
Oh my God.
Kara Zor-El. Oh, wait a minute. So they were trying to do this in like the Reeves universe, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's Superman's cousin. Faye Dunaway and Peter O'Toole are probably the only two you'll recognize from this.
Woof.
Yeah.
And they got the suit right.
Yeah, kind of. But the whole plot of that movie is they're in the Shadow Zone. I forget what the name of the
Phantom Zone.
The Phantom Zone, in like a city that is existing in the Phantom Zone somehow. And Supergirl drops their power sphere out the window, essentially, that somehow then falls to Earth, which then gets picked up by a witch who uses it to seduce a gardener, and the rest of the plot of the movie is Supergirl and this witch fighting over this gardener.
Man, they really went off the rails after the first two Superman movies.
Yeah. Oh, and the best part of it, one of the enemies she fights is an invisible monster.
You know what? I have seen this.
Yeah.
I remember that. Oh, yeah. I mean, once they did, Superman 3 was a little rough.
Yeah, well, then after that, the rights got sold to Canon, which is like the people who did like Death Wish and like Chuck Norris films. So that's what happened there.
That checks out. Yeah, Superman 4 was atrocious, so...
Yep.
But yeah, that's what you got to look forward to next week.
Yep.
I am Devin Vestal.
I'm Nick Nye.
This was Flick Fights. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yep. Like, comment, subscribe.